Yeah, there it is. We're going to go live. Well, hello, anybody who happens to be listening yet. And I'm going to make an adjustment here, too. Let me put that little reminder on there. PayPal me, Venmo me. Hi, everybody. Comments. I'm going to put comments on there in case somebody says hello. Well, this on the other side of the screen is my friend Betsy Rose. A rose by just an angelic rose that we've been out of touch for a long time, I will admit, but it is so nice to get to collaborate with you.
Yes, it's great. It's been like 30, 40 years, but it's about time, I'd say.
Yeah. My, how you've grown. No, how have I grown? Who somebody asked. Uh-oh. That wasn't good. I shut off the sound. That wasn't what I wanted to do. There. Well, Emily, you could put me just on the screen so people don't... everybody's going to look at her. She's prettier, so, you know... I'm going to sing a little song here. Plant more than you harvest, sun and water, earth and seeds. Plant more than you harvest, give the earth all that it needs. Plant more than you harvest, give the earth all that it needs. The earth all that it needs. That's the chorus, and the verses fit the same format, sort of. I sing 4 lines, and whatever I sing for the 3rd and 4th lines, you can sing it back to me with a different melody, ha ha ha. So the verses are almost the same, but I sing a different melody, but you sing the same melody you sang before. Is this clear? And I feel a verse coming on now. Clear the meadows and the highways, but plant stout trees between. Let the forests hold the hillsides, cover the earth with green. Let the forests hold the hillsides, cover the earth with green. Cover the earth with green. Plant the grains to feed every woman, man, and child. Some for all the beasts and birds, and some to just grow wild. Some for all the beasts and birds, and some to just grow wild. Some to just grow wild. Here's the chorus. Plant more than you harvest, sun and water, earth and seeds. Plant more than you harvest, give the earth all that it needs. Plant more than you harvest, give the earth all that it needs. The earth all that it needs. Some seeds fall by the wayside, but some will make it through. On the water or wind or a loving hand, the cycle starts anew. On the water or wind or a loving hand, the cycle starts anew. The cycle starts anew. Plant more than you harvest. Plant more than you harvest, sun and water, earth and seeds. Plant more than you harvest, give the earth all that it needs. Plant more than you harvest, give the earth all that it needs. The earth all it needs. Oh, thank you, thank you. So Betsy Rose is here on the other screen, I guess, if you're seeing us both. And Betsy lives in Berkeley in Pacific time, and I'm in Massachusetts, I guess my friends know. So it's lovely to collaborate over the airwaves here, or what are they, the satellite waves or something. And are you on? Is your mic on?
I believe so. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, now I hear you. Yeah.
Good. Yeah,
Yes,
no, I'm
very
so delighted to be here. And it's kind of cool that if it weren't for COVID, we would never do this, Jim. You know, we would.
Well, you know, I think the world's going to be different after this maybe goes away, that we will, you know, I know churches are all getting online, and they're probably going to stay online. And
I agree.
Schools and everything, I'm afraid we might be less personal than we've been before, but
Hoping we'll balance out. We'll find a balance.
I think people will figure out a way to boogie somehow and get back.
Yeah.
Well, my theme, because I have a song called "In Our Hands," I wasn't that a good choice. I made the title tonight "In Our Hands," and my greater thought about that is that you know, the phrase "in our hands" means it's up to us. We gotta own this thing and do something about it. I don't remember a time where I felt we were so divided as we are now, though I remember there was an awful lot of upheaval and, you know, our same suspicions of law enforcement and other kinds of things, and you know, who's on whose side, and people with strange ideas about what patriotism is or anything. We are pretty awfully divided at the moment, and I don't know where I was leading with all that. Because I got a couple of serious songs here. I got some unobtrusive pieces of paper right down here, but I have a silly song I want to do. My friend Andy Ellis collaborated with me writing this song many years ago. Oh, and I got to show you something. Betsy, I don't know if you've seen it. I just gotten these. This one keeps falling off of this because I think the back of this guitar is different than the back of the other. But it's a big piece of plastic, and then it's got the place where it sits on my leg, and it sticks on with suction cups on the back of the guitar and holds it up. It's really great.
Hey,
you know, classical guitarists typically put their foot on a footstool. And,
that's cool.
Is, you know, your back is straight, both cheeks on the seat, and like,
ergonomically much better, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's called Guitar Lift. It's made in Germany. I couldn't find it in any stores except there's a wonderful place up in northern Michigan called Strings by Mail. I imagine you can walk in and get stuff. I don't know. It's near Interlaken. I forgot the name of that town. What's that? Traverse City, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
And I found it there, and I ordered one, and I have one on my nylon string acoustic that's over there. And this is steel string guitar. And I tune it down a step. When I tune it. How's that? So, a little song about some friends of ours that are closer to you than you might think. Hanging around at the end of your arms, waiting for something to do. We're fingers and thumbs on flutes and on drums, waiting to play for you. We're hands to touch with and hands to heal with, and hands to peel your orange peel with. Hands can catch you when you fall and make shadows on the wall. Hands can do almost anything, from holding hands to wearing rings. So when somebody needs you to understand, just reach out your arm and give them a hand. You can wave us to say hello or goodbye, or clap us to make a sound. We're at your command, so if you need a hand, well, call us and we'll be around. We're hands to draw with, and hands to throw with, and hands to saw, and hands to sew with. Hands can count from 1 to 10, or up to 20 with a friend. Hands can do almost anything, oh they can, from holding hands to wearing rings. So when somebody needs you to understand, just reach out your arm and give them a hand.
That's
Thank you.
beautiful.
Well, I had thought of you, Betsy, because of this beautiful song that I was only slightly aware of, but I heard it before and it struck me. And I wonder if you could play that for us, play this song. Betsy, well, you tell everybody, but Betsy knows Thich Nhat Hanh. And tell us about that.
Well, this song is not the one that
Oh, I'm
relates.
sorry, I got the wrong song. You want to do the other one?
It's
Okay.
quite all right. I mean, it's not that it's all connected, but no. Well, this song is called "These Hands," and I can't remember when I wrote it. It's in the last 10 years or so, but I think it's pretty relevant right now because your focus tonight, Jim, is so beautifully on the planetary crisis. You know, on a lot of levels: the Earth level, the political level, the human level, and I feel like we're really getting a big wake up about who to turn to for leadership right now. A lot of our old models of leadership have turned out to be very tarnished and outdated, if not toxic. And so this year, for me, has been a year of really seeing the leadership of people of color, the leadership of working people and poor people, and the leadership of women. Women go back a lot further for me. But just so this song is about putting our trust in the people who actually care about people and about the planet. So that's what I'd like to sing you.
Yay.
Okay. These hands have caught a newborn baby daughter. These hands have gently closed the eyes in death. These hands have sifted flour and poured the water, kneaded the dough for daily bread. These hands have woven in many colors, held the plow, chopped the sugar cane, signed petitions, held the gavel, knitted up what's come unraveled, lifted up the crying child and eased the pain. And these hands can build a world of peace, and the world is waking up to understand that nothing can be changed till the power's rearranged, and we put our trust again in women's hands. Imagine how our lives would prosper if a mother's eyes saw hunger all around, and her hands held the power to sign the order to bring the wealth to wherever the need was found. Imagine all the peace within our hearts, to know that all were fed, warm and free. No one's needs denied, no one left behind. It isn't really hard when we are family. And these hands can build a world of peace, and the world is waking up to understand that nothing can be changed till the power's rearranged, and we put our trust again in women's hands. Nothing can be changed till the power's rearranged, and we put our trust again in women's hands. Thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful. I don't know what crossed my brain there before. I knew that was the song you were going to sing.
Doesn't matter. We'll
But
do the other one another time.
next week, I want to say, Betsy's going to be back. We're going to do a Valentine's program next week. So we got her on tonight. She was just going to do one song, but I wanted her to do two songs. and this is going to be a teaser for next week. Come back, and next week we're going to work out how we can play some together. This takes electronic stuff, but this week we're just talking.
Good.
I want to say something that sounds a little self-serving about this. I would like to think I've always been somewhere on a feminist side of things because I had a strong mother who had been a professional musician, a gigging musician in New York, and was in the Women's Symphony, New York Women's Symphony, and was pretty outspoken about all that kind of stuff. And of course, just before I was born, in World War II, women just took on all kinds of things. And then of course, in the 50s, we get all this pressure, like get the women back in the kitchen again, and start consuming again, like we're all supposed to do. And she would speak about things like that here and there. I remember I came home from college with the book The Feminine Mystique, and she took it and read it overnight, and she said something the next morning that had the phrase in it, "bunch of whiners" in it, but within that, because that's where she came from,
Sure. Oh,
that
that was
like,
spirit.
well, I didn't let anything stop me, but
Right.
within a year she was head of the Now chapter,
There you go. There you go. It
and
just takes a little
uh,
time.
she really got it. I mean, immediately that
Mm.
this is about the system, okay. And I think she came to the realization that she'd lucked out. She'd done well in the system despite a lot of barriers and all that.
Mhm.
Of course, women weren't in any of the major orchestras back then. I remember when I was a kid, um, the name Dorio Anthony was around. I don't know. I remember it in the kitchen somehow. Doria Anthony Dwyer was the first flute of the Boston Symphony, auditioned behind a curtain and got this job. So that was a woman breaking that barrier into a major orchestra.
Yeah.
And
Oh, good for her.
I knew her name because my mother was saying it. And,
Well,
uh,
Jim, I'd love to say a few words about that song. It
yeah,
made me think
please
of something.
do.
About in 2016, I got a fellowship to go out traveling in India, I mean, in Asia and Africa, and a little bit in
Wow.
Europe, which is where I went to Plum Village with Thich Nhat Hanh. But and my purpose was, it's what we're talking about. My purpose was I was really curious about women and power because for all the advantages and privileges that women in the US have and women around the world look at us like, wow, you have these, I don't know, these jobs and these access to things and access to reproductive rights and how we used to, and this and that. But I'll tell you, I've been puzzled over the last 10 years or so, since the Bush era, really, about why we women aren't out in the streets more, just saying enough, enough, right? Like just stop the show because the powers that be are taking us down, and it's very clear. So
Yeah.
I got curious about women in so-called developing or we used to call them third world, which is insulting, but how they managed to be as strong as they were and to have as much power as they were. And what inspired me was the women of Liberia. These were the first ones I was thinking of who stopped a civil war through nonviolent women's action.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. There's a movie about it called Pray the Devil Back to Hell, that if you can find it, is an incredible documentary about these women and what they did. So I went looking for women who, despite fewer advantages, what we think of as advantages, had a certain kind of communal power and tribal power and village power and a fierceness to them that I wanted to learn. I wanted to bring something home to my people. So I think that song is really, to me, a very global song about women around the world, just having all this power in or capacity, I would say, and yet not enough legitimized, organized power. So
Yeah.
that's kind of was on my mind with that song.
Yeah, absolutely. And I only got the self-serving part out there before about my mom, but
Oh, dude, I think our
what
moms are fascinating. Don't get me
what I
started about
what I wanted to say about her, she loved to cook and she did other things. I got my feet on a great big rug here, which she made. It's a braided rug, and I wrote a song about the braided rug. So she loved the homemaker kind of thing too, but she was out in the world. Um, Doing stuff. I hadn't realized, when she was my old mom and stuff, when she, when we were much younger, that that she was a good-looking performer. That she dragged me along to some things, playing for play at the veterans home or playing for one thing or another, and.
oh, yeah.
This has nothing to do with it, but I just remembered somewhere. I might have been 9 or something like that in a church somewhere. She said, "Well, sing this song. It's just like Greensleeves." And I sang, "What child is this?" And people were, "Oh, isn't that wonderful? This little boy saying." And
Yeah.
we didn't rehearse it. I don't know how that happened, but she would take on incredible stuff. But that's not the story. I remember her mentioning things like goddesses, and
Mm.
years later, after my dad had died, she came back to Boston, and I picked her up to visit some relatives that she hadn't seen in a whole long time. And we went by New England Conservatory, where she went to school. And she said, "Oh, well, I was a vegetarian then." What? I didn't know that.
Right. The things you find out.
Just
What?
this counterculture mother I had, but all the time, of course, there would be a little comment somewhere about maybe she was able to accomplish these things, but there's always a wall. There's always the glass ceiling. There's always the whatever. Oh, like women have never done that, or something like that. And now I've raised a daughter, and even was parent for a year of a niece. So I had 2 teenage girls in the house a couple of years ago, and that's a real education for a great big man to encounter all that stuff. I realize how, as much as I thought I was a nice guy, how much I get by on privilege and all of that. And I want those doors to be open for my daughter, of course. So
Yeah, exactly.
we all got to make sure that happens. And now we got a vice president. Why we didn't have a president 4 years ago is an act of criminal something, if you ask me. But boy, what an amazing propaganda thing. People who know so little about anything just know that that there's something wrong with Hillary Clinton because Donald Trump said so. And even people who are not fans of Donald Trump, it boggles the mind how that can happen. But it's not out of the ordinary that women are what's that word, marginalized, or women are pushed off and whatever through those expectations. So that's a beautiful song. So next week, there's another song with Hans, the Thich Nhat Hanh's words. We'll do that next week.
Oh, absolutely. And it fits in with what somebody posted, or what Heidi posted about condolences, because it is a song.
Oh, I can't see it. It's a little too far away from me to see. Heidi Verthaler in Maine. Can you read it?
I can read it. Yeah, I think everybody can read it. I think it's on the
Everybody
Genesis.
but me can read it.
But anyway, yeah, play a song, Jim. I want to hear more. I haven't heard you in so long.
Oh, okay, everybody can read it. I've got glasses here, but it still doesn't help. It's a little too far away from me on the screen. Okay. Well, I think our work is to restore the harmony, restore the balance, and maintain this earth and all. I don't have any bearded old man in the sky telling me stuff, but what I do have is this very round woman in the sky, and I'm comfortable with her having a feminine aspect, and she's our mother. We're made of her. And I made this song about all of that. We have figures of speech like the goddess, or Mother Earth, and so on, but the figure of speech I came to here is harmony. Peace is a rolling sea, so full of mystery. I feel its harmony in ebb and crest. Peace is a work of art that moves the open heart. Peace is a place to start and final rest. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody. I am your instrument, let peace begin with me. Peace is a beacon bright that brings us inner sight, a radiating light, conquering fear. Peace is the wild bird's call, the painted leaves in fall. Peace is the health of all, I feel it here. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody, I am your instrument, let peace begin with me. Peace is a field of grain, neath sun and gentle rain, nature's glad refrain of love begun. All beings' songs are sung as bells together rung. Peace speaks in every tongue, all songs are one. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody, I am your instrument, let peace begin with me.
Wow.
Wow. I actually got commissioned to write a song. I was desperate to get a song into the Unitarian Universalist hymn book, or her book, the way we do things, and their book. And I was afraid they weren't going to put any songs in there. Then they gave several people a small commission and said, write a song. And I wrote that song. And they said, oh, that's too complicated. We can't put that in the book. So, I don't know. I think if you don't know anything about music, you can sing along just fine. It modulates, but that double sharp, going da 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 da, and then ba da 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 da. And I just slipped that in there because I do things like that.
Well, your guitar playing is as beautiful as ever. It's really magical and complex and lovely. That's what I always remember about you from the past.
I've come back to sort of attempting to age gracefully, just playing mostly the nylon string guitars. I sort of played every different guitar, steel string and 12-string guitar and electric guitar and everything. But most of the time what I play now is this with my fingernails and play the nylon string guitar. Betsy's guitar has steel strings, for anybody who's out there wondering what that's all about. Well, so here's my other song about hands. Can I do that? And then can we get another song from you? A few years ago, again, I guess it's the figure of speech about it's in our hands, but the point is it's up to us. That's it. May fears be calmed in the arms of loving kindness. May the turmoil of mistrust be laid to rest. May we find refuge in the shelter of of forgiveness. One family across the disparate lands. Oh, grace, your power is in our hands. Oh, grace, your power is in our hands. Above the fray, the compassionate word is spoken, forsaking anger for the healing hand of love. That on this watch the violent cycles might be broken. Calm and resolute, the final warrior stands. Oh, peace, your work is in our hands. Again, oh, peace, your work is in our hands. May we be guided by the conscience of the people toward wisdom, the direction of our dreams. May the horizons of compassion touch infinity, ever mindful of all justice demands. Oh, humanity, your worth is in our hands. Oh, humanity, your worth is in our hands. Now to the world's uncertain fate, may we not be blinded, though to nature greater peril never known. May we by unrelenting science be reminded of sacred balances ecology commands. Oh, earth, your hope is in our hands. Oh, earth, your hope is in our hands. Oh, humanity, your worth is in our hands. Oh, peace, your work is in our hands. Oh, grace, your power is in our hands.
Ah, very, very moving. And I was singing along and I forgot to mute myself. I'm sorry.
I,
But very,
I don't think it hurt anything. It probably helped.
no, I was
We have,
quiet.
for
Yeah.
anybody that doesn't, that isn't on the inside of all this, it's that there's a delay when you go from the West Coast to the East Coast, and so we can't just play together, but we can talk and have, only a tiny delay. But it's odd to sing, try to sing and sync up everything.
Doesn't work.
So
It's sad. It's one of the real losses of the Zoom. I mean, there's so much we can do with it musically, but we cannot sing together. It's just
yeah,
painful. I do a music sing along, or not. Well, it's a concert sing along every kind of the first and third Thursdays of the month, and
yeah.
gosh, it's full of
So
people.
this is Zoom. So it's not through Facebook or something as I do
No,
through
it's Zoom.
Facebook and YouTube.
So people,
So we need to get on your mailing list or something to know where the Zoom thing is.
yeah, we should maybe I'll stick it in the chat when I have a minute. Yeah, no, I'd love to invite you all, who are interested to come join us this Thursday night. Problem is it starts at 6 o'clock my time, which is 9 o'clock your time. But if you're a night owl, hey, not a problem.
Well,
But it's just an
I
hour,
was
hour and a
doing mine at 9 o'clock until recently. I changed to 8,
Okay.
but 9, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
good.
can cover all you can cover the whole country. 9's not too late to.
It's not too bad. And
Tuck
sometimes
yourself in.
I do things at 5. Like if it's a special, I do some special events too, and I usually do them Fridays at 5. So that's a little easier for
So
the
this
East
is
Coast.
tomorrow night,
It
everybody.
is tomorrow
Anybody?
night. You're right. It is tomorrow night, and I have a special guest. Probably you don't probably know her. Her name is Eve Decker, and she's a wonderful singer. She sang with a folk political group called Rebecca Riots for quite a while, but she's become a
Mm.
very gifted and beloved Buddhist teacher, and a lot of her music is rooted in the Buddha Dharma, as is mine. So we're going to do an evening about some of the qualities of the heart that the Buddha lifted up and put names to, the qualities of loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and balance and equanimity. And she has a beautiful song called Equanimity, and I have a kid's song named Equanimity. So we're sort of building it around parallel songs about these qualities. But anyway, I'll put my email in the chat, and if I can figure out how to do it, I'll put the link to where you can just click on it and go right to my website and sign up for
Yeah.
being
So,
on the email list.
and that's betsyrose.com or Betsy,
BetsyRosemusic.org.
music
I'll
too,
put
like
that.
mine
I'll
is
put it
Jim.
all in the chat. I'll put it
Yeah,
in there.
mine's Jim
Yeah,
Scott
I'll get
Music.
it out to
Yeah,
you.
BetsyRosemusic.com. You can go there and figure out how to get on her Zoom
Org,
broadcast.
org, not com, org,
Oh, it's org, yes. And I wanted to
org.
ask you about that. That's an accomplishment.
No, no,
Music.
no, it's baloney. It's baloney. I just made it up a bazillion years ago, and there's no law that says you can't be an org, as far as I
Yeah.
know. I
Well,
just
I
decided I didn't
a
want to
few
be
people are.
calm, so I was going to be.
Yeah, some musicians are nonprofits. I thought I'd look into that. I've just been told it's a daunting amount of paperwork, but
No, because
congratulations.
no, I didn't. No, 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 no. It's not about being a 501c3. It's just about me deciding I'm not commercial. I'm probably not going to make a. It's not hard to not make a profit as a musician. So why not be an org? It's just a
Yeah,
personal thing of mine. And
yeah.
maybe now that I've broadcasted, somebody's going to come to me with the law and say, you can't do that. But it hasn't stopped.
Yeah. Now, oh, so I was assuming I was jumping to the conclusion that it was a
Yeah,
nonprofit then if it was
sure,
org,
sure. Of course,
but
one would. One would.
but
Yeah.
that's nice. It sounds good. It sounds good though. I like
I like it.
org
I like it. Yeah.
organization.
Being
Um,
sort of anti-capitalist, I don't like that calm thing. But anyway,
well, yeah, me me neither. Back in the 90s or into the early 21st century, people, it was everything was going to go to .com and uh, change your name to .com. Yeah, I hope we can just. I I would like to think I could organize this all, that it could be on donations. I know there's a wonderful singer. Oh boy, I've lost her name. She's Canadian, who years ago she had one big hit song, and then she even changed her name so she wouldn't get caught with this. And she says on her website, just give what you think. Order a CD and donate what you think. And she says she does very well with just that. That's um, kind of that's been a model. I think maybe I could go there. I've just
mm,
been recording a whole lot of guitar instructional things
mm,
and wondering how to structure that too. Start
yeah,
giving them away and then say, well, maybe you could pay for it
mm,
and
yeah,
support me in my old age. So,
yeah,
but I think a donation model is nice, or a free will offering or something. I've never been a street performer, a beggar in that way, but which is not being a beggar. I think they're wonderful artists on the street that we support, but.
oh, yeah.
Um, I'm not used to that still. I'm still apologizing for doing the commercials. Like right down there, it says PayPal me uh, / Jim Scott Music and Venmo. And on my website, there's a donation button. So thank you, anybody out there, for your donations. They keep us going.
Mm.
Well, I'd love to hear another song. Can you
Oh, sure.
do?
Yeah, too. When you said street singing, it reminded me of something that folks might be interested in. I just want to say, actually, hello, everybody, by the way. I haven't actually greeted you all.
And if we haven't
Um,
said Betsy Rose enough here,
yes,
this
well,
is
no, I'm not
Betsy.
thinking of that. I just want to say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
But is that for the last bunch of years, I've been part of a really neat group of women. It's about 5 of us called Occupella. And, and you can guess which social justice movement we formed under. It was under the Occupy movement. And we do a lot of street singing in the context of demonstrations, marches, vigils, whatever. And we're doing a concert, a sing-along concert, Saturday afternoon, February 13th. So again, if you get on my email list, you'll hear about it. But it's going to be just rousing sing-alongs from the traditional protest music repertoire, but also we write a lot of original stuff, and we write a lot of parodies, which is great fun to take a very familiar tune like, "We Shall Not Be Moved," or "When the Saints Go Marching In," and put appropriate modern lyrics. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. So thanks, Jim, for giving me this opportunity to meet your people, and I hope to see more of you all. And
We're honored to have you. Thank you.
Oh, that's very
let me say that again, next week Betsy's going to be on. We're going to share the program, and
more back and forth.
I'm coercing her to do another song now. We were just going to do a teaser here to say she'll be back next week. Come back next week. So right. Valentine's next week, and love and compassion and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it'll be.
Let's go with what you got now.
Okay, well, yeah, this is a song I wrote this year, and I mentioned it to Jim, I think, that I have written more songs since the shutdown than I've written in any year of my life. And it's kind of cool. It's been a wonderful inspiration somehow. There's been so much going on that needed addressing, that moved my heart, that froze my heart and made my heart shake. And music, of course, has always been an outlet for me, writing songs since I was about 12. But so there was that impetus, but also because I started doing these Thursday evenings, and I was doing them every week like you do for a while, Jim. And I felt such a call to bring something forward that addressed what was going on right now. We had COVID and all of that. Then we had the murder of George Floyd and all of the uprisings, the long overdue racial reckoning that, God willing, is still going on. And then we had Trump. I mean, there was so much. So this song is new. And I wrote it during the wildfires, up here in Northern California. I don't have to tell you, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, you made the news in the most horrific ways, and my old home base in Oregon too.
Yeah, exactly.
I almost don't want to see it, but I guess I hope that we can travel again, and I want to understand what all happened. It's amazing. So anyway, it ended up with one good thing, a song here.
And yeah, probably many good songs have come out from many people. And I also I've started doing, I don't do it every week, but doing a land acknowledgement. This is a song about Mother Earth and my sense of responsibility. But I do want to do a land acknowledgement. I'm standing on unceded Ohlone land here in Berkeley, and just want to pay homage and honor and respects to the tribal people, the Native and Indigenous people who kept the land and took such good care of it for thousands of years. And we managed to mess it up pretty badly in about 500 years. But this is my love song and my commitment song to the mother. And I'd love to have you sing along, because what you do is most of it is in echo. So I sing, "Oh Mother Earth," you sing, "Oh Mother Earth, I come to you, I come to you." You see how it goes? Very simple. So there's there's 6 of those, and then there's a little piece that is not an echo. So anyway, just enjoy. Oh Mother Earth, oh Mother, I come to you, I come to you. Lay down my heart, in the name of truth. I am your child. You give me all. Oh Mother Earth, may the rivers run, may the trees stand tall. Oh, sacred earth, we've gone too far. The land is burning, and the skies are dark. Falling on my knees in penitence, rising as a warrior to offer my life in your defense. Oh, Mother Earth, sacred source, nothing can shake you from your course. Born out of fire, born out of night, out of chaos, you made life, and from our birth, we are one. Out of stardust, we are spun. We are kin at the core. Oh, Mother Earth, make us more. Oh, Mother Earth, please hear my prayer. Our time is short, but I'm still here. My roots go deep. I will not fall. Oh, Mother Earth, may the rivers run, may the trees stand tall. I am your child. I will not fall. Oh, Mother Earth, may the rivers run, may the trees stand tall. Sing that last tag with me. Oh, Mother Earth, may the rivers run, may the trees stand tall.
Oh, beautiful. Wow, I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to just say too much about that, but I think I won't. I want to mention this much. That's a perfect song, boy, for I'm working on the sequel of my Earth and Spirit songbook. So Earth and Spirit Songbook Volume 2. Anybody out there, if you got a good Earth song, I'm looking. I got too many already, but I have just built a new website. I guess, a lot of friends on my list know that. Keep saying it. But I want it to be Earth Music Central somehow. That all the people who I've arranged songs that are in the first book and in the second book, if we had links to everybody, I've never accomplished that before, but I hope to do that. And I think that's the strongest way we could teach about the reverence and teach about honoring the earth or protecting the earth, fighting for the earth. I've been saying in my life now, I'm in 3/4 of a century, about parallel to my life, after World War II, there are 3 times as many people. There is 1/4 of the insects, and about 40% of nature as we knew it. That is not going to work out. That is not sustainable. That is dying. So, and there's a group in the UK that says it's too late already. Not that they've given up, but they say that's their lead line. So how much later than too late are you going to wait before you do something? I like that. I like their approach. Well, I have, carrying on in the key of no sharps or flats, I got a little answer song for that here. When I get this right, mistakes will get more latitude. I'll put more into gratitude for all life brings. When I get this right, forgiveness, the new paradigm, and anger granted no time in the greater scheme of things. When I get this right, I'll know where to find the healing challenge more appealing and go the longer way. When I get this right, I'll understand the pain of growing and understand the price of knowing love can at last win the day. If this is our only life, then time is of the essence. Time to get to work on our presence and presentations. If there's only this one chance, we'll take a stand on this sacred earth and see the holy and the worth of all our relations. When I get this right, I'll be student as well as teacher, a more reluctant preacher, more inclined to offer grace. When I get this right, I'll put less into correction and see the perfection of this fragile human race. When I get this.
Wow. Boy, I love that. I can sure relate to that. When I get this right. It's funny to be getting older and thinking, before, am I ever going to get this right?
Yeah. How much more time have I got to get this right?
And what is right anyway? I mean, what do we, it's just one of those conundrums,
Well, now it seems, we've both, you're younger, much younger than me, but.
Wait.
I got a little bit of seniority that, after we see this much time go by, you can kind of see how much time that was, that same amount of time before we were here, or, the same amount of time after we were here, and know that what we got to get right is not just losing it completely.
We both have children. My son is 29 and yours is a little younger, I think, but
It's 17.
17. Yeah, we were just talking the other day about what leadership these young people are exerting and the feistiness and the courage and the power. And that's I think for me, part of getting it right is to notice who's, like I said, notice who's leading, the boomers are not running. We shouldn't be running things anymore. We should be the wind at the backs of the young folks. And my son is a regenerative farmer. He's doing soil restoration.
Beautiful.
Through managing animals, through managing hoofed animals who, if properly pastured, can restore degraded habitat and so forth. And it's just so wonderful. I'm so happy that he's doing that. Of all the terrible software engineering jobs he could, It's like out of that rat race, and he got out on the land. And it's just it's one of the things that really helps me get up in the morning, is because it's hard right now living it's hard. It's a hard time, and just knowing what he's doing with his life. It helps me a lot, So, and your daughter sounds very impressive, Jim.
Yeah, my Louisa has already gotten politically outspoken and gotten in trouble. I told you that she has started this campaign.
Oh, Louisa.
The name The Colonials is the high school mascot name, and it was something I had just said ruefully or sarcastically maybe that. Do you ever hear colonials in a good light? And then one day in the summer, she said, "Dad, I started a petition."
That's awesome.
Yes, boy, the town's blown up over it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, if they vote it down now, we'll be back next year, I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the Washington Redskins finally folded. I mean, it took
Boy,
a long time, but they finally folded.
that's I did 50 years ago live around D.C. and I remember it was a fight then. The American Indian movement, and there was
Yeah.
consciousness raised about it then. Oh, we couldn't do it. Oh, they thought about it. But I think really the difference is just money. Now it is sponsors saying we're not going to support
Yeah.
that.
We've seen some
So all
power.
of a sudden everything changes when
That's
the
oh man.
sponsors pull out.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
well, me. Here's a little song about the passage of time. Got so tall, wish the wind would stop blowing. Got so wide, wish the toenails would stop growing. Feet so slow, like they're stuck in molasses. Eyes so dim, wondering where I put my glasses. Only good thing about getting old is you're getting older too. It's a sensitive subject. Only good thing about getting old is getting older with you. Got so hairy, wanna hibernate in winter. Got so scary to little dogs and little children. Got so bald on top, blinding people with the reflection. Belly looks like Brazil in the Mercator projection. Only good thing about getting old is you're getting older too. Ha ha ha. The only good thing about getting old is getting older with you. Got so stiff, coins on the floor can stay there. Got so crabby, don't know why I should still play fair. Got so forgetful, don't know what I came to do here. Don't know who you all are, but I'm still happy to see you here. Only good thing about getting old is you're getting older too. It's a sing-along. The only good thing about getting old is getting older with you.
Oh, that's fun. Love it.
Somebody brought up, another singer-songwriter friend brought up, well, I hope when you have the audience there, I say, in the audience, when I've sung that song, and I thought it was just a little joke I came up with once, and it's on my recent album, and a couple of people said, well, that's your hit song. Oh, no, I don't want to be famous for
Right.
getting older.
I know it's funny what catches on, what people think of as a hit.
But it's been amazing to see even a young couple at my concert. They might just take each other's hands or smile at each other, getting older, because even like
Oh,
19 to 20 is getting older, for some people. So I don't know. Every now and then I think I'm funny. People think I'm too big to be funny, but well, thank you so much, Betsy, for hanging
Yeah.
out tonight.
I
Doing
loved
this.
it. I loved it. I really appreciate you inviting me. It's very unexpected. I just, as we said, we haven't seen each other in decades, and
Yeah.
it's just a
And,
pleasure. Nice to meet
uh,
all of you, and maybe some of you will come join us on Thursday night. I got all the information in the chat
yeah, I
there.
will. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be great, Jim. Love to have you come. Absolutely.
Um,
So I think maybe
and
I'll sign off. Actually, it's a little after 6, and I've got a thing I got to go
well,
take
let's get.
care of. Does
Yeah.
that work?
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for coming, and everybody else. I'll
Oh,
play one more song. Bets, this is a song that is around, and maybe next week we'll figure out We'll do the electronic magic to do this song together, perhaps.
well, listen, I better stay and hear it. I want to get up to speed. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, it's of Russian derivation, and I think you know this maybe with
Oh,
the
yeah.
words that people have told me. Yes, they learned it with different words, and we did it with the Paul Winter Consort many years ago, too.
Right, right.
So the chorus of the song is the original Russian folk song, but then I wrote verses to it. I was going to just change the words, but in a rush of irrational exuberance, I got two verses. So it sounds like this in Russian. Нашей жизни мы должны соткать света звук, пропеть его в ночи, что звезды слушали во сне и хоровод водили в тишине. Somehow it went from Russia to Brazil. We're not sure what happened. My wish for you, as now we part, is for greater peace to fill your heart with dreams as vast as starry space. So hurt and anger know no place. May truth be shared and wounds be healed, and joy for living be revealed. Through every fate and circumstance, may hope lead weary steps to dance, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. So thanks for being here tonight, everyone. It is just a delight to have Betsy with us, and thanks for stopping by too. Thank you for your contributions. Check out my newly rewired website, and we have started a Patreon page as well. I'll give you all the commercials, and look for my guitar instructional videos that I've been making that will be somewhere soon. We're still trying to figure out YouTube, Patreon page, maybe both. So thanks very much, everyone. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night. Thank you. Betsy's still here. Thank you, Bets. And we will see everyone next week. Love each other. Be well, and we'll see you next week.
Wonderful. Thanks, Jen. Great. Have a good week, everyone. See you again.
And thanks, Emily, for running this from the background, by the way.
Emily.
3 different places. She's in Boston. I'm in Shrewsbury. And Betsy's in Berkeley. Thanks, everybody. Good night.